Something big is about to happen in North America, and it could change everything. A major trade clash is quietly building between the United States and Canada, and it's heading toward a breaking point. At the center of this conflict is one demand. Donald Trump wants access to Canada's massive dairy market, worth billions every year. But Canada isn't just refusing, it can't agree. Not because it doesn't want to, but because the law won't allow it. Here's where things get serious. The trade deal that connects the US, Canada, and Mexico, the USMCA, is now under pressure. If this dispute isn't resolved soon, the entire agreement could start falling apart. And the deadline? Just months away. So why is dairy such a big deal? Because in Canada, it's not just business, it's protected. The country uses a strict system that controls production, fixes prices, and blocks foreign competition with extremely high tariffs. This system has been in place for decades, and it was built for one purpose: to protect local farmers at all costs. Now, American producers have been trying to enter this market for years. They thought they finally got a chance under the last trade agreement. Technically, they did, but in reality, they hit another wall. The system was structured in a way that made access almost useless. So now, the US wants a real opening, not just empty promises. But here's the turning point. Canada passed a law in 2025 that changed the game completely. This law blocks any future government from making concessions on dairy in trade negotiations. In simple terms, even if leaders want to compromise, they're not allowed to. This creates a dangerous situation. On one side, the US is demanding change. On the other, Canada is legally locked into its position. No flexibility, no negotiation room, just a hard stop. And politically, it's even more complicated. Dairy farmers in Canada, especially in key regions, hold massive influence. Any leader who weakens their protection risks losing power. So backing down isn't just difficult, it's political suicide. Now the big question: what happens next? There are only a few possible outcomes. Either the agreement gets reworked, or tensions escalate, or the entire deal begins to unravel. But here's the twist most people miss. If this trade deal collapses, the United States doesn't walk away untouched. Industries across North America are deeply connected. Cars, energy, manufacturing. Disrupt one part, and the ripple spreads everywhere. Canada seems ready for that risk. It has been expanding trade with other countries and reducing its reliance on the US. That gives it more confidence to stand firm. So now, we're heading toward a moment of truth. One side is pushing hard for change. The other literally cannot move. And when those two forces collide, something has to give. The only question is, who backs down first? But the story doesn't end here. Because behind closed doors, something even more complex is happening. Trade officials, industry leaders, and political advisors are all scrambling to find a way out of this deadlock. Not because they want to, but because the cost of failure is simply too high. Imagine a scenario where the agreement begins to weaken. Uncertainty spreads. Investors hesitate. Businesses delay decisions. Supply chains slow down. And suddenly, what started as a dispute over dairy turns into a broader economic problem. Now think about the timing. Global markets are already fragile. Competition between major economies is increasing. Every country is trying to secure its own advantage. And right in the middle of that, North America risks destabilizing itself. This is why many experts believe that what happens next will go far beyond politics. It will test how resilient modern trade systems really are. Can agreements survive political pressure? Can laws override economic interests? And most importantly, can two powerful partners find common ground when compromise is no longer an option? Because make no mistake, neither side wants to lose. The United States wants results. Canada wants protection. And both are prepared to stand their ground. Which brings us back to where we started. A collision that is getting closer every single day. Not loud, not sudden, but building, step by step. And when it finally happens, it won't just be about trade. It will be a moment that defines the future of economic power in North America. So stay watching, because the next move could change everything.